What's going on, everybody? It's GAMEUNBOXINGREVIEWS here, and welcome back to another LEGO DC Supervillains video. So in today's video, I'm of course going to be showing you guys how to make the Hobgoblin from Marvel Comics using the in-game customizer. So without further ado, let's get to it. Alright, so to start off with, we're of course going to head into Appearance, Head. We're going to go down a preset head this time, and you're going to scroll down until you find Bizarro's head, and of course we're going to make it this color right here. Then you're going to back out of there, go into Helmets, and you want to find the hood and make it orange. Now for the body, you're going to go with a preset body, and we're going to scroll down until we find the SWAT agent body, which is of course this one right here, and we're going to make it orange. Personally, I really like this body because it's got more of a tactical look. It's got the belts and everything, which Hobgoblin usually has in the comics, so I think it's pretty good. Now for the arms, I gave Hobgoblin sleeves, so you want to make the first color dark blue, and then the second color the same orange as the body. You also want to do the same for the hands as well. Now for the hips, you're going to go ahead and make them orange as well, and then for the legs, I went ahead and gave Hobgoblin boots, so we're going to make the first color dark blue and the second color orange again. Nice! Now the final piece you need for the appearance is a cape, and the cape that I went with is the one that you see in the official LEGO sets, which is Cape 12 here, and of course we're going to make both colors orange. Awesome, looking very, very cool indeed. Now of course we can move on into the effects. So we don't want a left hand glow or a right hand glow, but for the hit impact effects, we'll turn that on. We'll go with style 1 and we'll make it orange. Nice. Now for the jump slam effects, you're going to turn it on as well, but you're going to go with style 4, because you can see there it releases some flames, and it looks even cooler when we make it orange, as you'll see right now. Look at that. Now that is awesome. Now then, on to the abilities. So we don't need anything on the tag button, but if we go to the X button, go to double tap X and go with the glide ability, if we turn that on and go with glide style 2, you can see here we have the Hobgoblin actually using a glider, which is just so flippin' cool. Yes, it's not the glider from the comics or anything like that, but I mean, it's close enough, and that's pretty awesome. And I think what we'll also do is we'll give him the hyper jump ability, because then what you'll be able to do is launch himself into the air and glide, so it'll just make him a bit more fun to play as, basically, which is exactly what we want. Now then, for tap square, I actually gave him the explosive ability. Now I know you're probably thinking, wait, what? The Hobgoblin throwing explosive pies? Ah, but you see, if we make it orange, it kind of looks like pumpkin bombs. So I quite like that. You don't have to add that if you don't want to, but I think it's cool because then it's not like a projectile shooting from his hands. He is actually throwing an explosive which will damage certain objects and defeat enemies. So I think that's way cooler, so I'm going to stick with that. And then for hold square, what I gave him was a beam. So if we turn the beam on, we go with beam style, yep, that's it, 5. We're going to change the color to this blue right here. And then if we go ahead and make sure the damage type is electric, and from the beam origin, you can do both hands. You can see here, that's very similar to the ability that Hobgoblin had in LEGO Marvel Superheroes 2. So I think that's pretty cool. Now then, for tap circle, I believe I just gave him detective mode. So we'll choose that and go with orange. There we go. Oh, that's awesome. Very cool. And then for hold circle, I think what we'll do is we'll give him the explosion attack. And I think what we'll do is if we go with style 2, yep, that's the one. And we go with, is it this one right here? Yes, it gives this spark effect. We can say this is a gadget that electrifies enemies. So if we choose this color again, that looks pretty sweet. And the damage type can be electric. So then when he does this in gameplay, it's like he's launching an EMP or something, but it's also electrifying all the enemies. So I think that's kind of cool. You don't have to add that if you don't want to, but I just thought that would be a cool little addition to the character. Now then, onto the skills. So we're going to be giving Gobby quite a few abilities. To start off with, we're going to give him a grapple, so we'll turn that on. Make sure it's dark grey. There we are. Looks cool. And then for the rope type, I would just go with rope type 1 and make sure that is dark grey as well. Nice. Now then, for the other skills, we're going to go with technology, acrobat, wall climbing, super strength, smash walls, beam deflect, I think you can leave that. X-ray, I think we'll give him this because it's more gadgets, and I think that looks kind of cool, so we'll go with that one. Goon command, I think we'll leave that. Tracking, we'll turn that on and make it orange. There we go, that looks cool. Graffiti, we'll leave that. Illumination, hazard protection, stealth. I don't think we need any of this. So just to recap, we've got orange tracking, we've got the X-ray ability, smash walls, super strength, wall climbing, acrobat, technology, and a grapple hook. Nice. Now then, onto the personality. So for the health icon, you definitely want to go with the orange color. For the health type, I would stick with standard. For the voice, just choose any male voice. For the speed, go with normal. For the target reticle, you definitely want to go with Deathstorms. And then for the animation set, I actually went with the Trickster animation set because I think that is very similar to the way his animations looked in LEGO Marvel Superheroes 2. It's got the smile, it's got the laugh, it is brilliant. Another option is the monster animation set, which looks pretty decent, but I just think this one looks so much better. I absolutely love it. Alright, cool. So we've done the appearance, the effects, the abilities, the personality. We don't need any weapons. Now, of course, all we need to do is fill in the basic information. So for the status, we're going to go with villain. For the affiliation, we'll go with unknown. And then for the name, we're going to go ahead and put Hobgoblin. Very nice. Alright, cool. So now, of course, what we're going to do is drop the Hobgoblin into the hub world and see just what he can do. And here he is. This is, of course, my custom-made Hobgoblin made in LEGO DC Supervillains. Let's just get a good look at him right here. I think he turned out pretty good. I mean, I based this quite a bit on the official LEGO Hobgoblin minifigure, but I also changed up the design a little bit. Like, for instance, the Hobgoblin minifigure, the official one, the hands are orange and the arms are blue, but on the actual comic book design, the arms are blue, but the gloves are much longer. So I thought what I would do is make part of the arms blue and then the rest of it orange, connecting to the hands, which are orange as well. So I think that makes it look a little bit better. Maybe you don't, that's totally fine. But anyway, what can this character do? Well, of course, he can throw pumpkin bombs, which in this case are actually pie bombs, but still, I think that's awesome. They're orange and they explode. What more do you want? They're not shaped like pumpkins, but still. It could be pumpkin pie! I've just realised! It could be pumpkin pie! Yeah, that's what he's throwing, pumpkin pies. There you go. Boom. Done. No need to worry anymore, I've solved it. It's pumpkin pie that he's throwing. That's great. Alright, so what else can he do? He can... Oh yeah, we'll show that in a second, but he's got this bolt of electricity which he can shoot, which we can attack Logan with, but obviously Logan is invincible, so it won't work on him. But what about this police officer? Just wait for this object to disappear. Can you move, please? Wow, it's not working on her either. Hello? Oh, he just did a Joker move. That's because we gave him that animation set. There you go, so it actually electrifies them, which is pretty cool. We also gave him detective mode, and when you hold circle, he does this. Now, the one ability that I really want to try out, because this is my first time trying it out, somebody in a video actually suggested this. I believe it was for Scarlet Witch, but I never added it to the character. But basically, what they said was, have the hyper jump and glide, so then you can jump into the air really high and keep gliding. So let's try that now and see if it works. So we jump in the air, and then... Oh, it kind of works. Kind of. It's a bit weird. It's a little bit weird, but that's still pretty cool. That's still pretty cool. At least what you could say is he's launching off with the glider, maybe. That's what you could pretend and say. But what we can also do is this. There you go. So that's how you properly glide with it. Unfortunately, it doesn't have the physics like the other gliding characters, like I've said in my previous videos, because I absolutely love the gliding mechanics in this game. They are extremely cool. But oh well. It's just awesome to be able to play as the Hobgoblin and have a glider. I mean, look at that. That's pretty sweet. He seems pretty happy for the Hobgoblin, though. Oh, there you go. So that's the detective mode working. And if we go close-up combat, you can see he attacks like that. We need to actually get the police on us and showcase the combat a bit more. Come on. Right, let's attack this guy here. I'm the Hobgoblin. Take that, and that, and that. So he's got a few more wacky abilities than he would usually, but I just love the animations for this character. For the Joker animations. Like the crazy ones. Like, just the way he stands is enough for me to choose that animation, because it's just so cool. But like I said, you could go with the Scarecrow one instead if you wanted to. Alright, oh! I don't know why he's clawing characters, I'm not quite sure what that's happening, but oh well. If he wasn't clawing them, then he would probably just be doing a normal, you know, punch attack anyway, so it's no big deal. Oh yeah, since we gave him those animation sets, when he does the jump attack, it has a boxing glove, but it still releases the flames. That's kind of cool, to be honest. Maybe a little bit out of character, but I don't know. He's a very crazy character, so it kind of works at the same time. Right, I want to throw a bunch of pumpkin bombs. And obviously, you know, you didn't have to give him pumpkin bombs on square. You could put it on circle if you prefer. Oh, yes! Come on. Let's get a bunch of cars lined up and blow them all up as the Hobgoblin. Here we go. How many pumpkin bombs can he throw at a time? That's quite a lot! That is quite a lot! Wow! That is quite a lot. Okay, we want to do the hold circle ability on some... Here we go! This is what I'm talking about. Ready for this? Hold circle. Yes! It electrifies them as well! Oh, it electrified 2 that time. That's awesome. Right, let me pick this guy up. Do that. Boom! I love that. That's a cool combo. He throws them to the ground and then hits them with a massive boxing glove. Makes sense. There we go. Taste my pumpkin pie. Pumpkin pie instead. Oh, it actually defeats them when he hits them. That's cool. So not only can they be used to explode stuff, they can also be used to just take out an enemy in one hit. That is some pretty powerful pumpkin pie. I wouldn't like to taste it myself. Oh, there you go. I need to choose, I need to show off this ability a bit more. Yes, take that. I like that ability. You know, it was in LEGO Marvel Super Heroes 2, so if they can do it, so can we. Right, we need to do a bit more gliding, though. I think that's what we need to do. I'm glad we added the hyper jump, though, because, whoa. It's kind of slow when he does this, so I probably wouldn't recommend adding the hyper jump for that reason. What I would recommend adding it for is just so you can get to a place much quicker, so then you can start gliding. So, like, for instance, what we want to do... That's still kind of cool, though, I have to admit. The camera's really far back, though, because it's still going from, like, the jump animation. But if we do this... No, come on. It makes it a little difficult to hyper jump, to be honest. But if we do this... Hyper jump, come on! There we go. And again, maybe one more time. Oh, nearly, one more. Oh, is he gonna do it? Oh, here we go. Yeah, we got to the top, sort of. I mean, it'll do. And now what we can do is we just run into this so we can get a good run off. Yes, there we go. Let's get a nice view of him gliding. So that's pretty cool. It's raining. Great. Just great. So I think I should probably talk about the Hobgoblin, because Hobgoblin is definitely a great Spider-Man villain in my opinion. I absolutely love the character. But funny enough, even though we've had so many Spider-Man movies based on the Green Goblin, we've never had the Hobgoblin. I think the closest we've had to it is Harry as the new Goblin in Spider-Man 3. I always wish that instead of the new Goblin, we got to see Harry actually, you know, become the Hobgoblin. Like, is it Spider-Man 2 or 3? I think it's one of those. Basically, when Harry's in, you know, the Goblin area behind the mirror, you can see a gold, like it's a very Hobgoblin-looking kind of mask, but it's like it's the original mask. It's the one that Willem Dafoe wore in Spider-Man 1. So it's the Green Goblin mask, but it's shiny and a different color, and I think it's gold, and it looks so cool. And I just really wish we got to see that. I think that mask would have worked, again, if you know, not the whole... Because I know a lot of people don't like the Green Goblin suit in Spider-Man 1. Personally, I've grown to like it. I don't mind it that much anymore. Obviously, it would be great if we got the test suits that they had, but I think Willem Dafoe said that the suit was uncomfortable or something. And I mean, you know, fair enough. But yeah, so it would be really cool if we got that Green Goblin mask again, but it was the gold like you see in Spider-Man 3 or whatever. And then what they could do for the rest of the suit is not like the... I guess a lot of people call it the Power Rangers suit, but more like a ripped look, like the Hobgoblin. So it would be that mask, but more of a ripped cloak and everything. I think that could work. What I'm kind of describing is a lot of fan art that I saw during the early days of, I think, Spider-Man 3. Like, when that was in development, a lot of people used to draw pictures and put them online of like, what they wanted to see, what they wanted Venom to look like, what they wanted Harry to look like as the new Green Goblin. And I think a lot of people were probably surprised when they revealed the new Goblin. Growing up, you know, seeing the movie and seeing all the merchandise for New Goblin, I loved that. I love that suit and I love that take on the character. Now, I still like it, but you just wish we got Hobgoblin instead, I think. I think that would have been so much better. But oh well. Oh well. I'm very curious to see if Kevin Feige and Marvel Studios will think, you know, well, we've seen so many takes on the Green Goblin. Well, not so many. I think that's a bit of an exaggeration. We've only had Willem Dafoe, Dane DeHaan, and James Franco. And, you know, Norman was in The Amazing Spider-Man 2 as well, but that doesn't exactly count because he didn't become the Green Goblin. But I think it'll be interesting if Kevin Feige and Marvel Studios think, well, we've seen so many Green Goblins already. why don't we try Hobgoblin instead? Maybe we'll kick that off. Of course, Ned Leeds in the comics became the Hobgoblin, and Ned is in the movies. And I think it would be pretty crazy if we get to the point where you've had this build-up over the years of this great friendship. Because I've got to say, I think Jacob Batalon and Tom Holland's friendship on screen is as good as James Franco and Tobey Maguire back in the day. I really didn't get that from Dane DeHaan and Andrew Garfield in The Amazing Spider-Man 2. I did from Emma Stone and Andrew Garfield. Their chemistry was incredible. But Dane DeHaan and Andrew Garfield, no. I just didn't get that kind of friendship there. They didn't seem like friends to me. But Jacob Batalon and Tom Holland, absolutely. So it kind of excites me in a way that what if in like 10 years' time you see this friendship slowly crumbles and Ned becomes the Hobgoblin at some point. That would be really interesting to look back on Homecoming and see this innocent kid grow up to become this bad guy. Like, I think it would be very interesting to see that happen. I don't know how they would do it, but I just think it would just be cool, the character development. I think that's one of the best things about the Marvel Cinematic Universe, is the character development is near flawless. And to see that happen with a Spider-Man villain like Hobgoblin, I think that would be really interesting. But we'll have to see. They're definitely choosing villains that we've never seen before, so I think Hobgoblin isn't impossible. Then again, Feige might be like, well, they kind of did it with Goblin, and maybe people are sick of, you know, crazy people on gliders. I'm not sick of it. I want more. I want to see the MCU's Green Goblin more than anything, to be honest. I really do. Matthew McConaughey, Bryan Cranston, whoever. I'm sure whoever they pick is going to be amazing. I really need to see an MCU Green Goblin and an MCU Hobgoblin. Just give it to me, please. There was actually a rumor recently that suggested that Green Goblin, or at least Norman Osborn, was in the script for Silver and Black, you know, the Black Cat and Silver Sable movie, which has now been split into 2 films. But there's a rumor that the delay for that film is because that Sony and Marvel Studios agreed to have Norman Osborn in the MCU instead. And word on the street is that if that is to happen, it wouldn't just be for Spider-Man. That Norman would be a big part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So it wouldn't just be the Spider-Man corner of that world. It would be more than that. Which I think suggests that we would see Norman as the Iron Patriot. Which would be amazing, because then he could lead the Dark Avengers, and wow, like there's so many possibilities there. So I could see them doing that. I really could. But we'll have to see. I definitely think it would be cool. Absolutely. Getting to see the Dark Avengers on the big screen would be pretty amazing. And seeing Norman Osborn as the Iron Patriot, like, maybe he starts out as a hero, but then you start to think, oh, maybe this guy isn't all that he seems, and then he becomes the Green Goblin later down the line. Norman Osborn is a character that, I've said this in the past, but Doctor Doom and Norman Osborn, I think those are the type of characters that, when they eventually do get introduced again into a movie, which will be in the MCU, I don't want them to be rushed. I really want them to take their time with both of those characters, because Norman and Victor, when they're done right, they are such good villains. And I think if you lead up to the Goblin and you lead up to Doom, it'll be so much better. And it'll be more exciting. And just the reveal would feel rewarding to the audience, I think, personally. We've got a lot of cars here. Oh, no, I wanted to blow them all up. Oh, here we go. Nope. No, that doesn't work. But yeah, I'm very excited about the next few years of the MCU. I mean, X-Men and Fantastic Four, I think that's on everyone's minds, but me being a Spider-Man fan, you know, is my favorite character of all time. I'm always thinking about what they're going to do next with that, because we know that, you know, Far From Home is about Mysterio. What's next after that? I feel like it's going to be Sinister Six, but we'll see. Will there be a future for the Hobgoblin on the big screen? Who knows? Maybe that's one of the characters that Sony wants to spin off. God, I hope not. But anyway, guys, I think that'll do it for this video. Overall, I'm very happy with the way that Hobgoblin turned out. I think he looks pretty cool. I love his abilities. I think we did a good job there. You know, he's got this electric ability. That's pretty cool. If we hold circle, he does this. That's awesome. He's got detective mode. He throws pumpkin pies. Well, he nearly did. Let me try that again. Yes! Yes! Taste my pumpkin pies. How many can I throw at a time? And, of course, he can glide as well. Oh, we're getting attacked right now. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that claw attack is there because of maybe the character I made before this character in that slot had claws or something. I don't think it's Wolverine because he's right there, so I have no idea who it was. Anyway, guys, thank you very much for watching. Stay tuned for lots more videos real soon, and as always, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe.